The man who played the guitar in that solo, voted in a recent poll as the 20th best rock guitar solo of all time, also wrote a Astrophysics PhD, a survey of radial velocities in the zodiacal dust cloud. Rock lead guitar and astrophysics, it could only be Brian May, guitarist, composer, producer, activist, on the line to us from London. Brian, a very good afternoon.
Good afternoon, John. Thank you for that glowing introduction. I appreciate it.
Fascinated what you told Stephen Sacker of the BBC Hard Talk programme, that you'd rather be remembered for your animal rights work than for your music or your science.
Well, yes, it wasn't said lightly. You know, of course I value what we've done, and I'm proud of what we've done in music. But my life has become more and more concerned with trying to make the world a better place. Just because I suppose the opportunity is there, and I've always felt passionately that we treat animals badly, and it's a terrible cost to them and to us. So I spend a lot of my time now campaigning in Britain for better treatment of animals of all kinds, wild animals, laboratory animals, and farm animals. But my speciality is wildlife, and that's why I'm visiting South Africa, because I'm supporting Virginia McKenna's campaign to save the lion, which will be launching in Cape Town very soon.
Yeah, Tuesday the 27th of March it is. I'll tell people a little bit more about that. A fairly recent meeting with Virginia McKenna of the Born Free Foundation.
Yes, I met her last year, and we instantly had an amazing rapport. And it's been very hard in England, to be honest, the campaign that I'm working on, because we have these sort of traditionalist views that it's okay to hunt animals and set dogs on them. It's okay to kill badgers in the name of controlling farm diseases. And there's a whole sort of history of abusing animals, which is very strange because England is known as a nation of animal lovers. So we've been fighting this battle to try and make people realise what a lot of South Africans actually already realise, which is that their wildlife is absolutely infinitely precious. So that's what I've been doing. And Virginia, as soon as I met her, she was incredibly helpful to our campaign. And I said, Virginia, I will do anything to help you in what you're doing. So this is the fulfillment of that promise.
Because what's happening, folks, is there's the launch on Tuesday the 27th of March of the Pride of Cape Town. It's a major public arts event, and 50 full-size, life-size lion sculptures are going to be prowling the V&A waterfront in the summer of next year in the aid of this charity of Virginia McKenna's, the Born Free Foundation. And there's going to be a selection of these sculptures officially unveiled at that audience. And you're going to be there doing what? I know that you've been doing a lot of work, and I was listening to her earlier again today, Kerry Ellis, with that extraordinary voice. So are you just coming along for the ride, as it were? Are you going to be performing with her?
We're coming to perform. Yes, she is an extraordinary singer, and I've been working with her for some years now. We're in the middle of producing her second album. And we've done a special re-recording of a song which is actually called Born Free, which you may or may not remember. I'm sure you do, actually.
Born free as the wind.
Yeah, that's right. Which you probably remember as rather a sort of middle-of-the-road, rather happy, jolly song. Well, actually, strangely enough, I know the man who wrote the lyrics. He's called Don Black. And I became aware when Virginia started talking about the song that the song actually stands up very well as a cry for help. So we've recorded it in a much more kind of pithy way, I suppose. You know, it's rather heavy, and it's rather it highlights the actual danger that we're in, the plight that we're in, rather than the jolly side of Born Free. So the song will be a part of this attempt to make people aware that we really are in danger of losing our heritage of the beautiful creatures which we ought to be sharing this planet with.
So there is, I suppose people have mixed feelings about celebrities using their celebrity status to push particular causes that are dear to them. I admire it. I think if you have status gained through your work in television or in film or by writing novels or, in your case, by creating fabulous music, and you're able to get people to listen to you because you're Brian May of Queen, then I think that it's almost incumbent upon you to do so.
That sums up what I feel. I think you said it very well, yes. I mean, I'm past the point where I need to play to make money or to be famous. I've had all that. And I look around and I think, well, what really needs doing in this world? And I think what needs doing is a wake-up we need to realise that we share this planet with lots of other creatures who have an equal right to enjoy its beauty. And we've gone so far off the tracks, in my opinion, that it's down to someone like me, if he has the ability and he has a little bit of power, to use that power to make some good, to do some good in the world.
But, I mean, you're still involved in music. You're doing this work with Kerry Ellis, the second album coming up. And it's only a couple of years ago that you stopped touring with Queen and Paul Rodgers. And, you know, I've been mentioning the fact that I was going to be talking to you this afternoon, and people want to know, is that going to be resuscitated? Are you going to do Queen with Adam Lambert, which is one of the rumours doing the rounds? Is Queen with somebody else very much on the back burner now?
Well, it's not something which I've been very keen on, to be honest. I'm quite happy because I like my life now. I have a lot more freedom. But, of course, Queen is always there, and it's something which we all worked half of our lives to create, and I am proud of what we created. So the opportunity came up to play with Adam Lambert, who's a spectacular, extraordinary young chap who has a similar range to Freddie, and he has a great passion and credibility to entertain people. So we are doing a gig. We decided, well, actually, we're doing one in Moscow and one in Nebworth Park in Britain. So it's a kind of it's a nod to what Queen did in Nebworth Park in 1986, which was Freddie's last concert. There were 130,000 people there. So we'll be sort of commemorating, but in a very up kind of way, I think.
So, I mean, I saw Queen only once. I was lucky enough to go to the Sun City concert. It's absolutely one of the musical highlights of my life. And so, reading today that you were coming out for this Born Free thing, I wondered how much time you'd spent in the Pilanesberg Reserve while you were at Sun City. I mean, was that, in terms of contact with African wildlife, was that an important moment for you?
It's a very important moment. Yes, I have spent some time in reserves before, and I've been very lucky in that way. Kerry actually hasn't, but we have the opportunity to shoot a video, which will go with the record. So we'll be spending some time at a game, at Shamwari, in fact, the game reserve which Born Free is involved with. And so it will be a real pleasure, I think, to actually make contact with animals again on a first-hand basis. I'm very excited about that part of it, and hopefully we'll be able to use it to good effect.
And you've got a minute, Brian, to explain to me and our listeners what your PhD thesis in astrophysics was about.
I've got 10 minutes.
1 minute.
1 minute? Okay, well, basically I was trying to see what this dust is which surrounds the Earth and all the planets in the solar system. It turns out that dust is very much an essential part of solar system formation and evolution. So I was doing my little bit to discover where the dust came from and where it was going, and it was quite a successful experiment. We actually managed to detect some dust which we thought was actually flowing through the solar system, so that's particular dust, and that's a subject which we're pursuing at the moment. So it's very much a subject which is still alive.
It's been lovely chatting to you. I hope that you have a wonderful time in South Africa, a successful time. I hope that this concept, this project raises a lot of money for Born Free, raises a lot of consciousness about the need to protect lions and other animals. And thank you very, very much for talking to us.
Thank you. We're hoping to make a difference. Just make people open their eyes one more time and realise we can make a difference. We can save these wild animals. It's the last chance to save the world for our grandchildren.